everybody, and welcome back to Brian's Basement. It's season 5. We've made it, episode 53, and I'm so glad you're here. I've been sitting in this chair for 2 weeks now, just waiting to play some songs for everybody, so I'm glad it's finally 8 o'clock on Tuesday. Well, as is tradition, we're going to kick off this season with a night at the folk opera. What does that mean? Well, you can write a thing called a rock opera, which is like a rock music that tells a story, but I did it with ukulele folk music. So there you go, folk opera. And tonight, this one's hot off the presses, people. I just finished it, but I'm happy with the way it turned out, so I hope you like it. As usual, let me know what's going on down there in chat. Jake's here. Hi, Jake. Jake's jumping in with the high. Jake knows the plan. He knows how to do it. Brian's Basement Bucks world champion. So hello, Jake. Thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. So we've got a whole schedule, so I'm just going to get into it. Normally, I just kick off and play these things. But this one in particular, I think would benefit the dear viewers out there if there's a little historical context. This is called the Peoples Crusade, and it's named after an event that happened in the year 1096. During the aforementioned Crusades. And so, if you think of what the Crusades were, you think it was just knights traipsing across Europe to go liberate Jerusalem. But before that happened, there was this other crusade that happened immediately before, called the Peoples Crusade, and it was led by this priest that wore very simple clothes, and he just came out of nowhere basically, and was able to gather 40,000 people to go march across Europe, mostly peasants and families and people that were not soldiers. And so that worked out just about as well as you would think it did. They ran into all kinds of problems. They basically drunkenly fought everybody they found in any town they were in. They lost every battle and with massive casualties, and they even committed a bit of genocide as well. It was a outright and total disaster. And the thing about the People's Crusade is people don't quite know why people would have joined this crazy thing. Obviously, there's the religious aspect, but people back then were not incredibly pious. There was no real riches to be had. It was really expensive to go. And so they don't really know why all these people got caught up in the moment and did something completely insane and stupid. And so that really spoke to me. So that's what this is about. This is called the People's Crusade. I hope you like it. I'm going to play it straight through. It takes about half an hour. And then afterwards, we'll do some questions and requests, and we got a Brian's Boombox and all that. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it. Oh, hey, Jen. Jen's here, too. Yeah, it's my school desk. It's for teaching y'all about the People's Crusade. But if I was a teacher, I would not be sitting in this desk, so I don't know. Anyway, the People's Crusade. The priest emerged in sackcloth, as though rising from the clay, and his fiery words stirred the masses to march to battle far away. So far, so good. And it wasn't for their piety, for they didn't really know the God described in books unread that ordered them to go. And it wasn't for their bravery, for many were coerced, for the promises of riches not present on this earth. And it wasn't for their wisdom, with their experience so small, to know where they were going, or know how many of them would fall. And it wasn't for their virtue. It takes a dark and tarnished soul to murder 1,000 innocent lives, not even halfway to your goal. They came in tangled masses, 40,000 count, to liberate a holy land they knew nothing about. They came in a fervor like never seen before. Men and women and children, the downtrodden and the poor. They spent all the gold they had to afford the travel far, with little promised in return, and the danger disregard. Why sacrifice your paltry lot? Why do they blindly follow? A change is worth a change sometimes, but it's hard to really know. Comets in aurora dance across the sky. Plague run rampant, oh the end is nigh. It was a hell of a year back in 95. Yeah, the mud is sticky and the rain is cold. I can't think of anything that isn't full of holes. One Lord owns my body, the other owns my soul. And it's easy from the outside looking in to distrust the wolf in the sheepskin. What a luxury to reject those promises given. Yeah, they say we're holy rollers, I really don't care. Take my shovel from the dirt and wave it in the air. We're finally gonna do something for someone somewhere. And at the end of the day, if it puts me in my grave, a change is worth a change. He never slaughtered a cow, never pushed a plow, but the night heard murmurs from the frenzied crowd. Put on his shiny armor, happy he had something to fight about. Yeah, we looked at each other and we looked around. Even the old and the sick and the broken down boarded up our hovels in this godforsaken town. And it's easy to say, after all the chips fall, you should have read the writing on the wall. Did you ever stop to think if I could read at all? Yeah, they say we're holy rollers, I really don't care. Take my shovel from the dirt and wave it in the air. We're finally gonna do something for someone somewhere. And at the end of the day, if it puts me in my grave, a change is worth a change. You know we're in a precarious scene. when the unknown isn't scary but a dream. And they'll question our motives, and they'll question our will, and in 1,000 years they won't understand still. Say we're holy rollers, I really don't care. Take my shovel from the dirt and wave it in the air. We're finally gonna do something for someone somewhere. And at the end of the day, if it puts me in my grave, a change is worth a change. Yeah, we begin the march, the sword awkward in my hand. Every town that we find might be the promised land. So we plunder and pillage and make outrageous demands. When a tree falls in the forest, it plays out two ways. New sprouts spring up in the newfound rays, or it crashes and rots and nothing grows in its place. Yeah, and it's easy to say with 20/20 hindsight, you shouldn't stab in the back, you shouldn't twist the knife. Yeah, I wish that I could lead a static, righteous life. And they say we're holy rollers, I really don't care. Take my shovel from the dirt and wave it in the air. We're finally gonna do something for someone somewhere. And at the end of the day, if it puts me in my grave, a change is worth a change. Faith can be deceptive, a strange and slippery, elusive beast. Means less when you don't need it, and more when required the least. And we pray when we are sick, less often when we're well, for our loved ones to go to heaven, our enemies to just skip past hell. When faith is thrust upon you, it takes a different shape. If faith is your imposer, it's your only saving grace. The springtime rain fell heavy that day. We were surrounded in a haze, hunkered down in the weeds and behind thick trees, along the highway, along the highway. When the time was right and the target in sight, we sprang out from the wood. Stand and deliver as we shivered, we heard the sound of beating hooves. We heard the sound of beating hooves. The nobleman had hired hands to protect him on his route. For the day before, his party was stormed, and he barely got out. Yeah, he barely got out. From the soldier's fee and the robbery, well, the noble's pack was light, and all of my friends met gruesome ends. I grabbed what I could and I took flight. I grabbed what I could and I took flight. And when I die, whether I burn or fly, depends on what my soul is worth. But I'm pretty sure that it's not worth much more than an empty silver purse. Than an empty silver purse. Back in the town, drinking a lager down, a proclamation made. And should you die for the holy war, your soul shall be saved. Your soul shall be saved. And it puzzled me, the authority, to make such a claim. But with the blood on my hands, oh, the Holy Land was my only saving grace, was my only saving grace. And should I be slain on the campaign and buried in foreign soil, I pray at least my soul to keep worth more than an empty purse, than an empty silver purse. Contentedness is a gift that many never receive, as they struggle all their days for more to achieve. You cannot give this gift. It can only be bought alone. You can have it for just moments. You may have pieces, but not the whole. We should never stop striving, but take heed. Our fantasies never include the scars. And our problems multiply out of control. If we could just improve the place we are. We live inside the shade of stalwart walls. We have a vassal king that protects us all. And in return we toil the soil. A quiet life in peaceful toil. When I was a much younger man, we fought rival kings and barbarians. It's been many years since we fought last, and that suit of armor's rusting fast. And when all the tapestries unravel on the wall, when all the glory was had long ago, when the foundation has settled debts are paid. Will you resist the call? Can you resist the call for crusade? My daughter dreams the old stories as she works the land. She says, I wish I survived through something bad. If she felt the pain that still leaves me sore, she'd know the sword of my foes left nothing more. Picks up her wooden sword and pretends to spar, and her fantasies never include scars. Makes me wonder, holding that ring in my hand, if I become a tired, complacent man. When all the tapestries unravel on the wall, when all the glory was had long ago, when the foundation has settled and all the debts are paid, will you resist the call? Can you resist the call for crusade? From the highest tower window, the vassal king stares. There's taller towers to be had out there. He's a king to servants, but servant to a king. But the right opportunity could change everything, and it comes in the form of a sackcloth priest. Sounds like a bad idea to me, but not for my wife and my daughter and all my friends. I sharpen my sword to protect them. When all the tapestries unravel on the wall, when all the glory was had long ago, when the foundation has settled and all the debts are paid, will you resist the call? Can you resist the call for crusade? When all the tapestries unravel on the wall, when all the glory was had long ago, when the foundation has settled and all the debts are paid, will you resist the call? Can you resist the call for the crusade? Will you resist the call? Can you resist the call for the crusade? When we read the tales of wickedness, it's sometimes hard to believe that some of these things could ever happen. In the moment, why couldn't they see? History is sadly littered with the fallacies of man, with narrow, focused eyes, doing the best job they can. And their names are lost to history, but their heinous deeds enough to let them be a lesson for what we are capable of. When I was just a boy, my job was to get milk every day. But when the sky was clear and warm, I'd shirk my duties and go play. So they grabbed me by the collar and they said, listen, understand, you need to do your job to be a good man. So I do my job as best as I can. I do my job as best as I can. Well, a few years had passed and I had grown fond of that old cow. And they came to me and said, well, she's only good for the slaughter now. And so with tears in my eyes and a knife in my hand, you need to do your job to be a good man. So I do my job as best as I can. I do my job as best as I can. When they laid siege to the town, well, they said everyone's lives were threatened. So they threw me a sword and they said, now go out there and defend. But it didn't feel righteous when I killed my first man. You need to do your job and follow commands. So I do my job as best as I can. I do my job as best as I can. When they marched on the holy city, well, my Lord decided to go. As was the nature of things, well, it was our job to follow. I grabbed my son by the shoulders, I said, take care of our land. You need to do your job to be a good man, and to do your job as best as you can. To do the best job that he can. And they filled our heads with stories that this was for a greater cause. And they became so incoherent to the point where I stopped giving pause. So all of a sudden we occupied the right land. You need to do your job to be a good man. So I do my job as best as I can. I do my job as best as I can. And we learned that they had money, and we learned that it wasn't theirs to keep. We told them without payment, well, there might be mobs in your streets. So we kicked down the doors and we made our demands. You've got to do your job to be a good man. Oh, and I do my job as best as I can. I do my job as best as I can. And some would pay protection, but some just would not comply. And it didn't really matter, cause we had already made up our minds. And I butchered every woman, every child, every man. You need to do your job to be a good man. So I do my job as best as I can. I do my job as best as I can. And a question asks for solace. Will this matter in a century? But I'd wish I'd asked myself this when things were going well for me. 100 years remembered, how about 1,000? All the things that I've done, and my soul be damned for doing the best job that I can. I do my job as best as I can. What about the sackcloth priest? What was his fate when his army was massacred at last? Well, he was very far away. Was it for his piety? How many souls were saved? Of the bodies strewn about the mud along the highway? Or was it for his bravery, his task left undone? When he lost control of his army, he turned his tail to run. Was it for his wisdom to lead a holy war? Across terrain he didn't know, at a scale not known before. Was it for his virtue to let generations wonder why? The reason they committed to only suffer and die. He ended up where he started, in a quiet little town. Lived out his days, a holy man, was never held account. Thank you. That's it. The People's Crusade. I hope you liked it. I had the tongue twisters the whole time, but got through it. So thank you for listening. I am thirsty, and my beer was warm, so I left it in there because I knew I'd have an extra half hour of coldness. So I'm going to go get it. I'll be right back. And in the meantime, say hi in the chat, and I'll come re-chat, and we'll do other things. We'll do other things. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Sha! What we got? What's going on in chat? Alex says, I always like to keep my genocide in moderation. Yeah. Did I say moderate genocide? I meant, I don't know what the word I meant is, but probably not that one. But yes, thank you. Hi, Kristen. Hello, Tom the Bomb. He says hi in the chat. He follows instructions well. That is good. That is good. Where's my... Okay. Got old Julius. Old Julius cup here. Well, while I'm chilling and drinking this beer, how about a Brian's boombox, producer Kim? Today's Brian's boombox is the Mountain Goats getting into knives. We haven't done a Mountain Goats boombox, and I thought, well, this would be a good time to do it because I've got this. This is their newest album, and Kim got me the CD for my birthday or Christmas or something. Christmas, okay. And I've been listening. Look at this. And I've been listening to it pretty much nonstop in my car. So I thought I would take this opportunity to tell everybody about me and the Mountain Goats because it's a big influential band. So what's the deal? Who? If you're not familiar with this band, in the early '90s, this guy named John Darnielle came up with this band. It was just him starting off, and his whole deal was he basically would record these songs after work, singing them into a boombox mic, one of those really cheap, crappy boombox, and you record them on cassette. And back in the '90s, you could release music like this, and so he was on a bunch of small labels, and he basically did this, all the way straight up until the for probably 6 to 8 years into the early 2000s was just recording cassettes on this boombox, and he's a super prolific writer. He would write, he would write like 2 albums a year and record them in this way. And when I was first shown him by my friend Warren, and a couple things really stood out with me. First of all, is his songs are very simple. They're not. They're very lo-fi produced. They use very basic chords. He's not a great singer or a guitar player, in the early ones at least. And he just wrote a lot, and he just released everything he wrote. The story was he would basically record. He would write a song and record it, and these are all like 2-minute songs. And because if he didn't, he would forget them, and that was it. That was just a process, right? Record record, and I was really inspired by that, and that's why it got me starting to record my own music when I did it on my tape player. It's kind of a nod to the Mountain Goats. Anyway, but this album, let's talk about this one specifically. This is his newest one. It is fully blasted out, produced very, very well, very high fidelity. And the cool thing is he's much a better singer and a much better guitar player than he was. And his albums are they evolved over time, be more musically interesting, have a bunch of different sounds in them. He goes into different themes, and it's cool to see a band just you can listen through the entire history for the past 30 years basically and hear that evolution. And that's also really inspiring to me too. So yeah, this is a great album. Some people don't like the new stuff as much as the old stuff. I like them both. The songs I like on this the best are Pez Dorado, Rat Queen. I like the what's the other one? The Bell Swamp Connection. Yeah, those are probably my 3 favorites, and the singles are good too. So check it out. It's on all the streaming services and stuff. And this, if you want to dig back into discography, this is stuff that really got me going. So check it out, Brian's Boombox. Great. What's going on down here? Tom the Bomb says, "Did you just pour yourself 2 beers?" Yes, and the reason is because with a homebrew, the bottom of the bottle has a bunch of yeast and junk in it. That's how you carbonate it. So you want to pour them. I actually messed it up if you're keeping score at home. But you're supposed to pour them and not tip the bottle back, because if you do, it mixes up all the junk in there. I actually did on accident, and I said something in the mic. But yeah, so that's why I pour 2 beers at a time. Symbol sound for Kim. Oh, Kim says a joke. Oh, Kim says, "What's the difference between a crusade and a homicide? And one, you murder for a book, and the other, you get booked for murder." That's pretty funny. Did you just come up with that? Oh, okay. That's pretty good. Tom the Bomb says, "We love good music in Cincinnati. Mountain Goats." Yeah, this is a shameful moment in my life. And I'm not going to get into detail about this. I'm sure everyone out there has heard this story. But the summer was at a music festival. Me, drunkenly watching the Mountain Goats, ran into someone from the earlier act that I liked, and I recognized her. And told her some drunk, terrible thing about how much I love the Mountain Goats. And then it turned out that they're one of my favorite artists. I bought like that person's CD. Wow. That was terrible. If I ever get to Melbourne, Australia, I'm going to go find OPEP and apologize. But OPEP, we'll do Brian's boombox on that too. All right, let's play a song. If you got a song you want to hear, let me know down in the chat. If you got questions, whatever that stuff is. Otherwise, I'm just going to play a little bit because I'm just pumped to be playing. Season 5, episode 53. Come on now. The weather's nice, Kim gets basement bucks? Oh, Kim gets basement bucks for her jokes. She said that. Okay. Alex has 1 million basement coppers. It's like the never mind. I'm not gonna make a joke about the Eastern and Western Germany because I don't know enough about it. But anyway, I know the one thing I do know about that is they did have different currencies, so that's where I was going with that. Anyway, moving on. We're gonna play a song. We've got a birthday today. And so we're going to play a song for the birthday boy. And here's the cool thing. About this. It's not just a birthday. It is the birthday. Today, my nephew, Owen Alexander Sauer, was born today. And so what a great thing. And I was like, I want to play a song. For it's his 0th birthday. Oh, yeah, we should put the hat on. Oh, and if you're watching this in 10 years, I'm probably dead. But and I'm sorry. No, so I was like, I want to play a song for the 0th birthday. And so I went looking through my songs, and they're all about trees and bridges and like existentialist dread. A lot of songs about death. I was like, oh, this isn't working out. But there is one song that I thought this is semi-appropriate for somebody. This is a song we all know and love on The Basement. And this is a song I think especially relevant because somebody's story is starting today. And you can be a superhero or a walk-off home run. Or you don't have to. You can just be a tobacco plant in hot Kentucky sun. So this one is for Owen. Happy 0th birthday. This is called Tobacco Plant. You know that we all love an underdog story of finding something you didn't know was inside, down within you in microscopic quantities, to save the world in just the nick of time. You know that we all love a tale of redemption, a dark past, a secret, a character flaw, but our judgment is just a misconception. And you turn around and prove us all wrong, 'cause you could be a superhero or a walk-off home run, or you can be a tobacco plant in the hot Kentucky sun. Yeah, we've all got a story. Yes, we've all got a story. Everyone, you know that we all love a happy ending, when every tunnel has a light, when the bad guys are gone and the doom is done impending, and everything turns out just right. And you could be a superhero or a walk-off home run, or you could be a tobacco plant in the hot Kentucky sun. all got a story, everyone. You know that we all love a story of hope, of saving grace and miracle cures for the times when we don't think that we can cope. It's good to have a story like yours, 'cause you could be a superhero or walk off home run, or you can be a tobacco plant in the hot Kentucky sun. Yeah, we've all got a story. Yeah, we all got a story, everyone. All right. Happy birthday, Owen. I hope your story is a good one. I'm sure that it will be. Encouraging 0-year-olds to smoke. Kim says smoking does make your lungs stronger. True. It's very true. And also, it makes you very, very cool. So, yes, I would say that. You've heard it here. You've heard it here. All right. We're just going to play a couple more. Oh, before we play another song, I've got some questions for you all out there that I need y'all to answer. Okay? So these a lot of people have said they want me to record these Night at the Folk Opera things. There's 5 of them now. They're all about a half an hour long. It's a big job. So what I was wondering is, would people want them all in one batch, one gigantic, like, quadruple album, or one at a time in a slow drip? And I'm torn about this. On the one hand, if I do it one at a time, they can all sound very different, and they could be more high quality produced. On the other hand, I don't know if they're really that good as a standalone thing, so I thought I would throw that out there. Let me know what you think. Also, we're planning the next 12 episodes here on Brian's Basement. So anything that you want to see, now would be a great time to tell me. So we're going to do, here's things I know we're going to do. We'll do some BSSBS. Everybody hates those, so we got to do one of those. We're going to do a Song a Day in May is coming up. We'll probably get several episodes out of that. We'll be writing a song every single day. And this year, we'll even try to put it on the show, which I think we did a little bit of. I think we did one episode, but we might try to. We'll see how far we get on that. We're going to try to get some old guests back if people haven't moved on with their lives yet, which most of them have. But we're going to try to get some old guests back on the show. And we'll do, we'll do one of the fake set shows. People like those. We'll do one of those. And maybe a covers and requests show. That was kind of fun. That worked out pretty good. So people like the covers shows. I like the cover shows. I get to learn something new. So let me know down there what you want to see. So those are my questions for you. How should we do the recordings on these things, and what are we gonna do for the Brian's Basement? Great, awesome. I'm gonna play another song. I don't know what to play. I haven't really thought about it. You know what I was thinking? Because I was thinking about the how to record those song stories. I was thinking one of the options would be kind of like a, not like lo-fi, not like junky, but like very minimalist. And I was thinking it's kind of like the album I have called "He Was a Slang Phrase." It's pretty much just like uke, bass, and piano. I could do something like that. And I was thinking about that album, so I guess I'll play a song from that album. And since we've been pretty much all night dancing around the key of C, we'll keep that trend going. This is called "Eat Me Alive." Back when I was a I always took things very seriously. 'Cause back when I was in middle school, they told me that high school would eat me alive. So I went off to high school, and I still took things very seriously. 'Cause back when I was in high school, they told me that college would eat me alive. So I tried my best, always scared to death that all my work would land me in the local bar. And now I'm here, drinking a beer, and I'm wondering where all of the monsters are. So I went off to college, and I still took things very seriously. 'Cause back when I was in college, they told me the real world would eat me alive. So I tried my best, always scared to death that all my work would land me in the local bar. And now I'm here, drinking a beer, and I'm wondering where all of the monsters are. And the hardest thing that I have to say is convince myself it's gonna be okay. And I have to repeat it every single day after years of believing the other way. Oh, and I try my best, always scared to death that all my work would land me in the local bar. But now I'm here, drinking a beer, and I'm wondering where all of the monsters are. So now I'm in this so-called real world. I'm having a hard time taking things seriously. Wasn't I always just in some kind of real world, just waiting for something to eat me alive? Just waiting for something to eat me alive. What's going on? Thanks, Kim. It says, 10 years from now, look at Uncle Brian's hair. He'll be bald by now. Yeah, I'll be bald, but I'll still have long hair because I'm going to do like the Hulk Hogan thing. I'm just going to like let it keep growing. Yeah. Jake says one at a time with lyric books. Well, we can do a lyric book all at the same time. Tommy wants the box set. Okay. Kim says separately. Oh boy, we got no consensus down here. Can only be purchased with basement bucks, so it means basically Jake can buy them all. Great. All right, everybody out there. I'm gonna play one more song. I don't know what to play. What else is on? He was a slang phrase. Does anybody know? Nobody knows. It is. Oh, I know one. Oh, I don't have the right harmonica. Oh my goodness. That one then. Here we go. We'll just do this one. This is a short one. Can't forget the day, can't forget the rain. Old River Highway flooded again. Passing them cars, changing them lanes, driving too quick, driving insane. Tears are raining down my face, feeling crushed by the way screaming at someone, blaming someone else, screaming at no one, blaming myself. Hold on to the good times, they tell me so. How the hell else do I even go? 'Cause love is just an ugly rager, and the house collects its pay. Always things I've learned today. Take him away, darling, take him away. Can't bear to see him in this way. Take me away, darling, take me away. Lead me to the promise of better days. Prepare all you can for the heartbreak. You'll be blindsided anyway. Oh Lord, things I've learned today. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for listening and sticking with it all the way into the 5th season here. And I hope we have a good one. I hope we have a good season. We're going to do, like I said, last couple episodes, we're going to do 13 more episodes here, and then it's going to switch into a more infrequent but more fun, because it'll be live studio audience, Brian's Basement. So we're looking forward to that, and yeah, so I hope you'll be there too. So in the meantime, stay safe out there. Do something nice for yourself, and do something nice for somebody else, maybe. And when you do, come back and tell me about it here on Brian's Basement. See you, everybody. Have a good week.